Hello, back again with more Frostheart today, and when we left off last time, Ash was feeling really disappointed because he had been told by his guardian Tobu that he wasn't allowed to go down to the village for a while because all the villagers were scared with him, so he was going to carry on his training at home. So, ready for chapter 5, Festival of 1,000 Fires. Fire spirits danced in the night sky, shimmering like luminous turquoise flames against the star-studded blackness. Despite Ash's pleading protest, Tobu had insisted Ash not to go to the festival, that he should stay home and practice his bow work. Ash was not surprised, but it didn't stop him from feeling furious about it. It was one night, and Tobu couldn't even let him have that. The rumble of excited, happy voices drifted over the village, as did the mouth-watering smell of a banquet being cooked. Ash knew torches of all sizes were being lit throughout the stronghold. The festival marked the end of the coldest winter moons and the coming of Mother-Son's warming embrace, which in truly only meant that the days would be teeth-chatteringly cold instead of mind-numbingly freezing. The whole village would feast and celebrate till dawn's welcome light. Tobu hated festivals, something to do with all the dancing and people having fun, no doubt, Ash thought. But Tobu was invited every year, and like the rise and fall of Mother-Son herself, he would attend, as though his honour depended on it. The moment Tobu had left, grumbling under his breath about what a waste of precious resources the festival was, Ash lowered his bow and climbed to the roof to think about the options that lay before him. Maybe I should sneak back, he said to himself, looking west of the village. He could see the warm, inviting glow of bonfires rising above the walls. Sitting atop the roof was Tobu's latest sculpture. Ah, Tobu better not start coming up here too, Ash thought bitterly. This is the only place I can get away. But looking at the sculpture, Ash had to admit that Tobu was getting better. This one looked like a blob with eyes. What do you think, Blob? Ash asked the sculpture. I know Tobu's worried about me being around the others, but maybe he's just being his usual glum self. Maybe the stronghold will have realised it was pretty mean to kick me out here with a grumpy yeti, and invite me back to be a normal fearer after all. Ash placed his hands on his hips, and did his best Alderman Kindle impression. I was so wrong, Ash, so wrong. Can you ever forgive me? Then he'll get down on his big old knees and say, Please come back, we beg you. You are a hero of the Fearer. Stories of your strength and valour will be told for centuries. Okay, I'll say, I'll come back to the village if you insist, but on one condition. Get off the floor, you're embarrassing me. Ash went silent as he thought about this. His smile faltered. Yeah, right, Blob. I don't think so. His fingers cramped with pain, a reminder of his intense archery lessons. Maybe if I told them just how horribly Tobu was treating me, they'd save me from his evil clutches. The sculptor stared back at him with sad, mismatched eyes. I know. He made you. I get it. And I guess he's not that bad. But you have to admit, he's nothing but a big hunk of grump. But what's the worst thing the stronghold could do to me if I go back? Cast me out into the wilds? Ash paused as he saw a flock of white birds take flight on the snow sea. Seconds later, a gigantic dorsal fin broke the surface of the snow, leaving a hazy white mist in its wake, before diving back into the depths. Ash stared at the patch where it emerged, but it was nowhere to be seen. He shuddered. Okay, so maybe being cast out into the wilds would be pretty bad. Ash drummed his fingers on the roof. Eventually, he threw his hands up in the air. Nope, I've decided. I'm going in. Don't try to stop me, Blob. I'm doing this. I have to. Look at me. I'm sitting here talking to a piece of wood. And with that, Ash rushed inside to his hammock and under its furs, grabbed the ramshackle mask he'd managed to make in secret. It was out of rage, his favourite fire spirit. It wasn't much to look at, but it would hide his face, and that was all that mattered, right? I'm not missing this, Tobu, no matter how big and scary you are. Then he slid down the watchtower ladder, had a quick glance around to make sure that Tobu was nowhere to be seen, and scampered across the bridge towards the village. The stronghold hummed with excitement and activity. Ash couldn't drink it in fast enough, although he certainly tried. A large man with a grinning spirit mask stumbled through the crowd with a platter of candied roots. He barged into Ash, nearly dropped the sweets all over Ash's head. Sorry about that, little one, he boomed. It's okay, Ash replied, checking his mask. Here, can I offer you one of these in payment? Snagged him straight from the kitchen, I did, just as he finished, an angry voice bellowed over the laughing crowd. Where's that lug gone with my roots? I'll stick him in the hot sugar barrel if I ever catch him, I swear it, the cook said. The man lifted his mask up and revealed a weathered, bearded face that winked at Ash. Go on, lad, before she finds me. Ash took a candied root as the man jogged off with the platter to cheers from the crowd. Turning to face one of the dwellings, so there was no danger of being spotted, Ash lifted his mask up, just enough to pop the sweet into his mouth. It tasted beyond amazing. It was sweet, of course, but smoky too, with the crunchy texture that seemed to melt in his mouth the more he chewed. Beats red root, that's for sure. As he wove through the celebrating crowds, he spotted Flare, Rice and Shine putting on their masks. Plucking up his courage, he made his way over. Hi, guys, Ash greeted them. They squinted as though that would help them see through his mask. He lifted it up, careful not to let too many people see the face behind it. Ash? Rice asked. Yeah, you don't mind if I hang out with you, do you? Ash said. Toby's warning that the stronghold was becoming ever more fearful of what Ash might be echoed through his mind. Had Rice noticed Ash had been about to sing during the lurker attack, like Toby had? The friends looked at each other. Flare cleared his throat. Ash held his breath. Well, we survived a lurker attack together. That makes us practically family, right? Rice said, a large smile spreading across his face. A hot glow of happiness bloomed within Ash. He felt so relieved, he burst out laughing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the rule, he replied. Cool masks, everyone. Flare had made a grotesque ice crow mask. Shine had created a beautiful fire spirit face, complete with dyed hawk feathers, and Rice had appeared to have stuck a load of snow hair fur around his face. Thanks, and you're just in time, he said. Tell me what you think my mask looks like. It's obvious, right? Ash took a closer look. Are you trying to make it look like you have a beard? What? No! It's clearly a frost bear. Oh, right, Ash said. Yeah, that was going to be my second guess. Exactly. Shine said I looked silly. Rice shook his head in disbelief. I didn't say you looked silly, Shine corrected. I said you looked stupid. There's a difference. Oh, ha, Rice replied. I told you my mask was going to be even better than last winter's. Your mask last winter was you wearing your cloak back to front with your hood pulled over your face, Shine pointed out, and Flare burst out laughing. Your mask looks great, Ash lied, not wanting to hurt Rice's feelings, aware of Shine's eyes rolling again from behind her wonderfully crafted mask, and Flare giggling behind his monstrous one. Well, enough about Rice and his inability to make anything at all. Shall we get this party started or what? Shine said, leading the way into the crowd. And that is the end of chapter 5.